Welcome back from break. Hello and welcome to, believe it or not, week 14. We've got 2 weeks left in the semester. This week you are going to be finishing up your research papers. It's due on Tuesday. And just to kind of give you a quick overview of, I keep saying quick overview, sorry, of editing and finishing up your paper. There is a great video here on catching mistakes by reading aloud. I highly recommend that, and our quiz is based on that video, so please do watch that. And we've got a discussion board that's going to lead to the next assignment, which is a theory of writing assignment. So just participate in that like we always do. And then you're going to edit your paper and submit your draft by Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. But remember, if anybody needs an extension, just ask 24 hours ahead of time and you can have an extension, and that would go until Friday. So I definitely I'd like to get as many as possible on Tuesday, but if you're needing that little bit of extra time, you have until the end of the week, until Friday at 11:59 p.m. Just ask me for the extension. Another thing that's going to come up this week is you should be receiving a SRIS course evaluation where you guys evaluate me in your email. This is very important to the university and to me, so much so that I will give you 5 extra credit points for completing it. And if 80% of us complete it, then everybody will receive 8 extra credit points. And if everybody finishes this SRIS, then everybody gets 10 points. You get 10 points, and you get 10 points, and you get 10 points. So this is very important. Please do that. It doesn't take long. Please complete that for me. What I want to spend the rest of today talking about is after you finish the research paper, there's one last assignment. It's called the theory of writing. And if you click on that, it'll look like this. You've seen this before. This was the 3-part assignment that is part of the university's requirement. You did theory of writing 1 at the very beginning of the semester, theory of writing 2 at the middle of the semester, and now we've got the closing prompt, theory of writing 3. So to kind of go through this, let me just show you what I'm looking for. Okay, don't know what that means. Okay, whoops. All right, so this is the theory of writing 3. It's the last part of this 3-part theory of writing assignment assigned by the university. And here's the prompt. It says it's a closing prompt, 2 to 7 pages, depending on the assignment weight for the course. Ours is going to be 2 to 4 pages. I just want a short one. So you're going to answer these questions. What is your definition of good, effective research writing? So you're going to need a thesis, compose an essay. Okay. So it's not just answering these questions. You have to come up with an essay that addresses all of these questions. What do good writers know and do? Choose 2 examples of good research writing that you've produced. So you could take your summary and your research paper. You can take your research paper and your critique, or your critique and your argument, any 2 papers. Your examples and your analysis of how you know they were good are the evidence that supports your thesis. What did you do to produce, write, or compose those papers? So did you use the writing process? Did you draft? Did you revise? Did you do research? Did you look at evidence? And then how will you carry what you learned in this class forward to other writing situations and other writing problems you encounter? So to tap for this, to give you an idea of what I'm looking for, the topic is what is good, effective research writing. You're writing to me. You're also writing to the English department, because some English department first-year writing people are going to look at this, some people outside of our class, but mostly you're writing to me. The purpose is to show me what you've learned this semester, so it's kind of like a final exam. The form is going to be an essay. The organizational elements, I'm looking for the argument elements, and requirements is just 2 to 4 pages. Okay? So here's what the parts of the argument are. Right? These should look really familiar. Of course, you're going to have a title and a thesis, an intro and a conclusion paragraph, and then you'll have the meat of the essay as your analysis, what makes good, effective writing. So you're going to look back at, what should I go through this? So the thesis is what you think good, effective research writing is, some kind of a statement. Sorry about that. For the argument paragraphs, that's where you're going to answer what did you do to produce the 2 papers that you thought were very good. So you can use the discussion board this week for ideas. Go back through our course D2L pages to get ideas of what did we do, what did we learn, what makes good, effective research writing. Look for your textbook. So again, is it the writing process? Is it, and I don't want to put words in your mouth. Whatever you think you did to produce good, that research paper and to make it good. Looking at, we talked about conversation, do you need to look at multiple sides of the issue? And then you're going to use 2 of your actual papers for the evidence. So if you make a point that you use the writing process, for example, that could be one of your body paragraphs. You would just say, for example, in my argument paper, I started out with this thesis, but in my revising, I discovered that I needed to clarify the thesis, or something, however you want to put it. For the counter argument, what I suggest you say is that the they say be what you used to think good effective research writing was before you took this course, or maybe what some people think good effective research writing was, but they don't really know what they're talking about. Okay? So acknowledge whatever that position is, concede to it. I can see why they thought that, but then refute it, say why it's wrong. The statement of the case is going to be the part of the prompt that says, how will you carry what you learned in this class forward to other writing situations, other writing problems you encounter? So will you in the rest of your life use finding good quality evidence? Is that important? Does it matter, right? So what, who cares? Does it matter that you make a clear thesis, that you take a position in a debate? So that can be a whole paragraph, it could be a couple sentences, and then of course the conclusion. Hopefully that gives you a good sense of what I'm looking for. What I'm not looking for is an amazing, unusual, creative essay. I'm looking for this is kind of like a final exam essay. Just a clear statement of what you learned. It's not as rigorous as the research paper by any stretch of the imagination. It's only worth 50 points. And you can see here that theory of writing 1, 2, 3, and the e-portfolio, which I'll talk about next week, all together is worth 100 points. Okay, so that's the theory of writing. You're going to get started on it by this week. It'll be due next week with the e-portfolio, which again I'll explain next week. And as always, if you have questions, let me know. Good luck finishing up your papers. Holler if you need me. Hang in there 2 more weeks, and good luck. Bye.